I think the K26KC Channel 26 in Dallas is the TV station of the year for a number of reasons. One of the biggest reasons is that this station has been instrumental in all things technology related for the broadcast standard. For the last several years, the group behind it, Art Multicasting, has been building out a new version of essentially an ATSC 3.0 station, and this is the first station, the flagship station of this new standard, with the full capacity of doing datacasting. So as a result, it enables the station to serve the public in new ways that have never been really comprehended before. It's never been something that's been attempted. It takes the broadcast standard and makes it not just a linear broadcast, not just a linear television or video file, but it also adds to it the ability to do datacasting, which serves the public in a number of different ways. On the video side, the station has been serving the public using the Trinity Broadcasting Network stations, the Smile of a Child, the primary channel of TBN, and then the Enlace. And the station has been also working with TBN and their technology arm, Trilogy, to be able to provide datacasting services for the independent school district of Dallas. So we've been building the station out to provide all of the distance learning materials that would be needed for students who don't have good connectivity, or perhaps the students don't have, they can't afford internet, or it's a bad internet. This is a way that the schools of the independent school district can actually provide the materials to the students, and using the broadcast station can actually get the files to the student even if they don't have internet at all, which is a really great application and use case for how TV stations can be serving the public. Additionally, the station has been being utilized and developed to serve a number of other datacasting needs. So for example, the content delivery networks. There are CDNs across the country that basically their job is to store content. And their goal is to store that content as close to the end users as possible, so that when people go to request certain files, whether it's the latest video file or OTT platform, that they're going to watch this video or that video, or a download of a gaming update or firmware update, whatever the data is that people are consuming, the ISP, the Internet Service Provider, is going to pull that file from whatever the closest CDN or content delivery network, wherever that file lives the closest. So what we've developed with the Channel 26 and the overall ARC footprint is to move that CDN closer to the end user. So just like we can provide distance learning opportunities where we connect teachers with students using the broadcast system, now we can actually connect content owners and CDNs to the end users, so that when you go to request a file, instead of you being rerouted to the nearest data center in Middle America, you get rerouted to the data center that lives in the house, which is a pretty remarkable accomplishment, and something that I think Channel 26 should be commended just for being in such a leadership position, that they're serving the public with a number of different means, both from the needs of just regular connectivity, the needs of distance learning, and providing the gospel through the linear content that you see through the TBN networks. Additionally, what's coming down the pike, and what I think is really exciting, is we envision a way that we can utilize the broadcast feed to get data to people that maybe they're not requesting, but if we can get creatives, Christian creatives together that come up with new ways to try and reach people, we don't have to go through the gatekeepers who find our message offensive, gatekeepers who don't like what we have to say, or that our message is something of it's hope and encouragement, but it's hope and encouragement at the cost of sacrifice and saying, I'm going to live my life for the Lord and I'm going to die to self, and that there's only one way. That's an offensive message. So we can utilize the gospel, we can utilize the airwaves, the broadcast airwaves, to reach people with linear content like we've always done, But now we can also reach them to, maybe we pre-position the Bible in different languages in their home, or we make it to where their smart home can be replaying discipleship videos or Christian podcasts. And we don't have to go through other gatekeepers because we control the airwaves. So the exciting thing of what's possible on new ways to serve people is pretty endless. And I think that 26 is just to be commended for being forward thinking, taking risks and stepping out, and still serving the public in the way they've always served with the linear content that Christian TV typically does. It's also exciting how advanced Channel 26 is. In spite of the fact it's a low-power television station, in spite of the fact that it's a Christian television station, it is the most advanced television station from a technology standpoint in the country, in my opinion. There's nobody out there in any of the secular groups or full-power groups that have a station that's built at the level that this station has been built. It's got what's called an orchestration layer that's built in so that a customer of any kind, whether it's an ISP, a CDN, a content owner, Amazon could reach out, and Amazon could control a slice of the spectrum through one portal that allows them to put out their Thursday night football, or a teacher in Adamson High School can send out her math homework just the same. It's like it's leveling the playing field. And some of the ways that this happens, we actually demonstrated for the first time at NRB at the most recent convention. We did a full demonstration, and you could see in the demo the kind of under the hood of the station, where you see the portal where you could log in, and any customer that's been provisioned could have access to Channel 26 in Dallas, or a number of stations, or all stations, based on how we allow them. And you can see all of the different tools that are being used. So you'll see you've got the ATSC 3.0 stack, as it's called, which is, in this particular instance, is a company called Trilogy, and we've got their gateway, and you can actually see all the way to the end their stream scope, where it shows you the RF and how it's all taking place in graphic and visual ways, but also validates the data that's coming through, how many video feeds, how many audio feeds, how many closed caption feeds, how many different data feeds, and what kinds of data feeds those are. You've also got within it the encoder, which is we're using a company called ATEM, ATEME, and you can see that the ATEM is encoding the TBN content, as well as putting together some of the data feeds. We're working with a company called BroadPeak, which is handling all of the CDN side of things on our end, from the broadcast station all the way down to the end user device. And that end user device is a product called Silicon Dust, the home CDN, which is a prototype. We're the only group out there that has something like this, and we're excited about that. And then you'll see, of course, the orchestration layer, which is in partnership with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. And that is all pieced together with one big puzzle maker glued together with a product called Red Hat OpenStack. And we're just excited about the technological advance that we've had in the last year at Channel 26, and we think it's exciting and something to share with the larger NRB community.